Well, still in China, the country has set up its first cross-region courts and procuratorate to try cases across administrative functions and regions. And the court was set up on Tuesday and is part of China's judicial reform to reduce the interference of local governments in administrative litigation cases. The Beijing No. 4 Intermediate People's Court will hear cross-region administrative litigation cases, major civil and commercial litigation cases, environmental protection cases, as well as food and drug safety cases. In the trial period, the court will mainly hear administrative litigation cases with the municipal government as the defendant. And the Beijing No. 4 People's Procuratorate was also established on Tuesday and is responsible for cross-region cases. It will handle cases involving administrative supervision as well as civil and commercial supervision. And China's first cross-region court and procuratorate were established in Shanghai on Sunday, and the Shanghai No. 3 Intermediate People's Court and the Shanghai No. 3 People's Procuratorate are responsible for cross-region cases within the municipality. And now for more in-depth analysis, we're now joined in the studio by law professor Wang Xiumei from Beijing Normal University. Welcome to our program. Well, we just briefly introduced the system of the cross-region court and procuratorate. It sounds pretty much complicated. Can you tell us the significance of setting up such courts in China?
Yes, I think setting up this kind of court is our central government send a very strong message to the public, the determined of the government to conduct the judicial reform and rule of law. But I would like to start from the 3 points to mention this significant. And the first is from the government is ensure the government to optimizing the judicial resources and allocated the resources. And from the court and the procuratorate, I think it's to ensure them independently conduct their jurisdiction and also to avoid interference from the local government. And the third is I would like to see is from the public point is ensure the public participates the judicial process and also to show everyone before the equal before the law and also allow the public getting the fair trial. And I think from these 3 points.
Right, and what are the major difficulties in implementing this reform?
Yes, this is just set up for 2 days and no practice right now. And I guess there are major problems, maybe 2. One is the criteria. Because we said, I found the Shanghai mentioned a lot because the Beijing court is today just set up. And from Shanghai court, I see the jurisdiction include environmental and resources, civil cases, and administrative cases. And what kinds of cases should be tried by this kind of court? It may be the important cases or complicated cases. And what's the level of the complicated cases should be tried by this case? I think this should be set up example or standards, like the judicial explanation conducted by the prosecutory or by the court when adoption legislation. There will be follow explanation what's kind of complicated. So I think this is we first should set up criteria. And the second I think is about the jurisdiction, because a local court, I mean the district court maybe have the concurrent jurisdiction. And what kind of cases should be submitted to the force of the Intermediate Court of Beijing and the 3rd Intermediate Court of Shanghai should be analyzed and also set criteria and to solve the jurisdiction conflict. I think these are 2 major problems right now.
Thank you very much, Professor Wang Xiumei from Beijing Normal University. Thank you very much indeed.